Okay, so here it is. I've been meaning to do this video for a long time, and I've been telling my clients that I'm going to get it to them, so I'm going to do it today. What better time than when being sequestered because of all the activity that's going on and the little bugs floating around out there. Anyways, I have several clients, and I have in the past, that have low back issues and hip mobility issues that basically affect sciatic discomfort and all kinds of symptoms that kind of generate from the low back. I've been now for 6 months doing a series of yoga positions and stretches, not necessarily both yoga, that I have found really alleviated a lot of issues with me. I've had left side issues. I've got a bit of a L4 issue in my low back with regards to disc. And my left piriformis goes crazy just because of imbalances and because of how I'm more bound down because of the exercise. So we'll move on to this. You're going to do a series of exercises and stretches for a minute at a time. What I do if I don't set a timer, because it's a lot more peaceful, I'll do it for 12 slow, steady breaths. And I'm going to take you through them real quick. I'm not going to do the full duration of them, but I'm going to explain as we go along what we want to do with it. First of all, I start off, Julie and I do this quite regularly, we start off with a 1 minute warm-up. So essentially with the warm-up, you just want to kind of open up your lateral lines, your back, kind of stretching, mobilizing the shoulders a bit, just to kind of you're kind of getting yourself ready for the activity that you're going to partake in, getting yourself into your body. Just kind of rocking back and forth, moving the hips. After a minute, your first one is going to be forward bend. You're going to forward bend down. Keep the knees slightly bent. Don't keep them straight. And try to keep your back as straight and neutral as you possibly can. If you want to hang your head, you can, but the key here is to keep that low back as neutral as you possibly can. You're going to do 12 breaths. Okay, then you soften your knees and come back up. Your next one is going to be triangle pose. You're going to right leg straight, foot forward, left leg straight. You can even break them a bit, and your back leg is going to be 90 degrees or maybe even a bit better. And then you're going to lean into the side. If you're not able to get into this position, grab yourself a small stool or bench or yoga block and put it behind you so you can lean on. The idea is here that you're not really putting pressure on this hand to hold yourself up if you can help it. 12 breaths, okay? When you come out of this, bend the knee and rock through this way rather than just jacking it up, literally to relieve the pressure on the lower back. Other side, same thing, 12 breaths. Looking straight ahead. Some will say look at the hand. The key here is to keep that upper hand back as far as you can to open up the front line, the chest, the shoulders, or in front of the shoulders, and try to keep it perpendicular. Next one, forward, split leg forward bend. I just keep my elbows bent and go down. Again, trying all the while to keep your back as straight and neutral as you possibly can. 12 breaths. I swear this works for me like magic. These exercises. You come back up. Now you're going to go to the floor and you're going to do a figure 4. Cross one leg over the other. Flex the dorsiflex, the toe. Reach in and through and pull it up to the chest. You should feel this down the right hip if you're on the right. The glute, the piriformis. 12 breaths. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Don't rush through it. When you're finished that side, straighten that leg out and extend it. And then with that, stretch the leg out and extend the arm above the head. Then switch. Same thing. 12 breaths. Figure 4, keep that toe flexed. You want to feel stretching. You want to feel length in this area, especially along the IT band. All right? Then again, stretching it out. Then finally on your back, you do a happy baby. This is going to be challenging for some because of lack of mobility. Do the best you can. You're going to literally try to keep your feet parallel to each other and get your knees down into your armpits, down to the floor. 12 breaths. Then when you're done, slowly sit up you're going to do a hamstring stretch. You're going to bend the one knee in. And you're going to drop the one arm, palm facing up. The other arm is going to be over the head. You're going to feel length here. You're going to feel it through the hip. And you're going to feel it through the hamstring. I do about a half a dozen breaths this way. Then I switch straight into a hamstring stretch. 12 breaths. Switch, same gig. Palm up. This way. Here. Okay. Then your final one in this position. Spread leg. Toes pointing towards the ceiling. Back nice and straight. And again, it's a stretch. It's going to hit your adductors. It's going to hit your hamstrings. Your hip flexors are always involved in these movements. And they're going to thank you for it. Right? 12 breaths. Okay? Then you're going to roll back on your back. You're going to put your arms out, perpendicular, like a cross or in a T. You're going to cross your right leg over your left. You're going to move your hips to the right. If you're dropping to the left about 2 inches. And then you're going to drop your legs down, trying to keep your both shoulders on the floor. Here you're going to feel the length through the hips. The piriformis is going to feel it, the glute med, glute max. Your QL will even get a bit of a stretch. Your transverse abdominals are going to be kind of moving into this. And back up, cross over, move the hip. There. Okay, back up. Good. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go over and you're going to do the pigeon. You're going to go one leg back, one leg forward. And you're going to try to keep yourself as erect as possible. This hip wants to try and get as close to the floor as possible. And as you get better at it, you can move the foot up. Start in a very conservative position. Do the left for 12 breaths. Do the other side for 12 breaths. Then I go into child pose just to give my shoulders and again my quads a bit of a stretch. Spread the knees nice and wide, toes together, and gently put pressure down on your butt to try and touch the heels of your feet. 12 breaths. Then finally, I'm not going to get into the other ones, but we're going to do what's called a cat-cow in yoga. There is simply trying to isolate the lower portion of the spine and then the upper, but we're going to do the whole thing. So cat stretch, and then collapse the spine and look up. Cow. Cat. Cow. I do about 6 to 12 of these. Nice, slow, easy breaths, breathing in and out. And then I lay down in Shavasana. I lay down on my back. And I take a minute to kind of get connected with what I've effected in terms of the change. The warm-up and the cool-down are just as important as the body of what we're doing here. I swear to God, I do it every day. The odd time I'll miss it. When I do it, I notice it in my back and my hips. And I notice it when I don't in terms of pain and discomfort. Try this out, guys. Thanks.